Hello everyone, it's Mr.Kool back with another YouTube video, and today my last video that I did on FNAF, pretty sure it was the last video that I did on FNAF, was, it was a top 10 strongest FNAF characters, and that blew up, not, literally blew up, but it, got so much, comments, so many people. I mean, I was I think 22 likes, and that's not that bad. I mean, for me, that's a lot, because I'm not the biggest of channels. Got my good community, but it's not the biggest channels, and it helped me gain a few subscribers, and that has 800 views. Yes, 800. If you guys were to scroll on my channel, you can see most views videos, and that is definitely. So I thought to do the weakest FNAF characters. And this was probably not going to blow up as much as that one, because that one's still blowing up, and I uploaded that 3 months ago. And that was my personal opinion, just like this one is my personal opinion. And since last time it was the FNAF 1 screen, we're gonna do FNAF 2 screen, and I'll probably use all the screens for different FNAF topics. But I'm just saying, since the last one blew up, it was 10 dislikes to 21 likes, and I'm fine with 22 or 21 likes to 10 dislikes, because that's overpowering it. I'm just going to mention this a million times. This is all my personal opinion, but I would still like you guys to comment what your guys' thoughts would be. Who do you think's the weakest? Who do you think is definitely the weakest? And I'm going to count. So let's do this. So number 10 is probably like I said, 10 is probably gonna be the least weak, and then the 1 is gonna be the most weak. So Balloon Boy, he's not the strongest, but he's not the weakest. I only put him on this list because he is pretty weak. He can't technically attack you, but he does do something if you guys haven't played any games, this is kind of a spoiler warning. He technically does take the batteries, or shut down your flashlight, so Foxy does attack you, but he's still technically weak because he doesn't attack you himself. So that's where I'm getting Balloon Boy being strong. And this is just Balloon Boy from FNAF 2. I'm not counting Nightmare Balloon Boy in any sense. This is just, like I said, any of these pictures should be from the actual games. So I'm just counting Balloon Boy as not that strong, because he's technically weak to himself, because he technically can't harm you, but what he does leads to what can harm you. But you can get rid of him, because there are not hacks, but signs of when he's going to be coming and everything. So that's how you get rid of him and everything, because he is pretty weak. So at number 9 is Funtime Freddy. You guys probably going to hate me oh, they're not that weak. Well, technically all the Funtime animatronic, well, there's only 2, but technically Funtime Freddy, he's strong in a way. I'm coming out of 3 people here, or 3 animatronics here that are technically strong but weak, because Funtime Freddy is strong sometimes but is weak, because if you were to listen to Baby, you can get out of the room and everything, and you can survive, because I'm only saying these people are weak because you can get around from getting hurt from them. It's do this and you won't die. That's why I'm saying it's pretty weak, because you can technically... Here, I'm just going to shorten this, because you're probably what is you're trying to say? What I'm trying to say is there's strong characters that you cannot really do anything about. And then there's the weak ones that are strong. So he's a weak one that is strong, but weak because you can technically do something to not get attacked. So that also talks about with Funtime Foxy. Funtime Foxy is one of those characters that is okay, not too strong, not too weak, but you can still do something to prevent it. So prevent from getting killed by this character. So that, I already talked about the 2 Funtimes. That did take up 2 spots though. So anyway, let's go to Chica. Chica from FNAF 1 is pretty weak. Chica's pretty weak because, like, it's just a FNAF 1 character. Usually all the FNAF 1 characters are weak. And Chica's one of the weaker ones because, like, Chica doesn't come out that quickly. Like, usually it's Bonnie the first one to come out. So that's why Chica is pretty, like, there. But Chica's higher on the list because Chica is known to staying at the door, like, longer. Stays at the door way, way longer, wasting your power. And that's what Chica likes doing. And sometimes Chica's jump scare can make it glitch, which is like sucky for people. So anyway, next up we have Ballora from FNAF Sister Location. So Ballora, I think, is probably one of the weakest characters from Sister Location because you can hear the sounds of Ballora getting close to you, and it's pretty freaky, but it's pretty weak in the same time because you can tell when Ballora is next to you, you can stop walking, and you'll be completely fine. I mean, people have died from Ballora, like jump scared or whatever, but still, Ballora is probably one of the easiest. I might take forever to go and do that and everything, but it's still like you can still prevent Ballora from killing you. So next one is Bonnie, which I have to say is weaker than Chica, even though Bonnie is usually the first one to come and get you. Bonnie is probably the weakest. I mean, Scott Cawthon, the game creator of FNAF, said that Bonnie was probably the scariest to him. But Bonnie is pretty weak. He doesn't stay at your door forever, and the jump scare just honestly isn't that scary. In my personal opinion, the jump scare is not that scary compared to other jump scares that there are in the whole FNAF. Like, in all FNAF, Bonnie's probably has to be in the top 5, like, boringest, like, jump scares. But there are a few moments, like, where Bonnie gets closer to the screen, like in other cameras, and, like, it's creepy and stuff like that, but ultimately, he is pretty weak of a character. So next has to be the Phantoms. The Phantoms, are not the lowest spot, but they're not the highest spot either. Like, they're not the total weakest, not the total strongest. They are pretty weak because, like, they're phantoms. They're technically not real in FNAF terms, but, the phantoms still technically get you into a panic mode, and you still have to, like, when you know there's a phantom there, you have to recheck the system and everything. And that's probably where they get their strong point of view, but they're mostly weak and everything, so that's why I put the phantoms on this list, because they're not technically real, and they technically can't harm you. So that's why I put them so, like, low on this list and everything, but they technically cannot harm you in any way. So next is Endoskeleton. I was debating which spot I should put, like, for Endoskeleton and the Phantoms, because they're pretty close, because Endoskeleton, like I said, can be prevented, because literally the Endoskeleton only comes out when the Marionette comes out, and that's, like, a rare occurrence, like, 1 in 50 chance, maybe 1 in 100 chance that you'll get Endoskeleton. But if the Endoskeleton were to come, if the Marionette doesn't kill you, then the Endoskeleton can come after you. But like they said, this is a very rare occurrence, so that's why Endoskeleton's pretty low on this list, and that's why I included it, because Endoskeleton is one of the weakest characters. It's one of the coolest to see, and one of the coolest to, like, see appear and everything, but it's still one of the weakest. So now at number 2 is the Shadow Animatronics. I included them because they still technically count, but they are probably the weakest. I mean, none. Like, in FNAF world, they are technically counted okay, but they are weakest in this game, like in the FNAF 2 game, because they don't technically do anything. They're literally just there as Easter eggs, which are special occurrences, special added stuff to the game, if you guys didn't know what an Easter egg is. But yeah, they technically shouldn't count as anything because they can't harm you. They're just a cool sight, and they really are put there for no reason, but they're really cool to see, but they're put there because they're put there. They're not there to harm you. And so that's why I put them in this video, because they are pretty weak, and I should count them because they're still animatronics. So now, number 1 is have to be JJ, which is probably one of the most secretive and kind of best known secretive character. Like, people are always like, JJ's like cool, but JJ is literally no harm whatsoever. That's why I put JJ in the number top 1 spot, because JJ is literally just like every other Easter eggs. Can't really do anything to you. But JJ is still known as like the most mysterious character, and people are still wondering how is she going to all play in this, and all tie in, and all that and that. But anyway, these were my top 10 weakest FNAF characters. I hope this one blows up just like the top strongest. I will link that one down below if you guys want to go see that. Please leave a like. Turn on that notifications button if you haven't already, so you can get all my notifications so you know when I upload. And leave a like, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.